This will be a quick video of my 99 Porsche 911 for sale. The car is finished in zenith blue on gray leather interior, and I'm getting a lot of out-of-state interest, so to give any out-of-state buyers confidence, I thought I'd make a quick video and talk about the vehicle. So the car is a two-owner vehicle. The first owner was in northern San Diego. He owned the car since brand new, and he put about 30,000 miles on the car. He only drove it weekends, and this was his weekend toy. My family's owned the car for the last 4 years, and we've put an additional 30,000 miles on it. So the miles currently stand at 61,000 miles. Car has a clean Arizona title. Mechanically, the car is perfect. On the interior, the car is in great shape as well. And on the exterior, the car is also in great shape. Now, the car was repainted about 2 years ago. There was a minor incident, hit a cone on the freeway. The cone hit the front bumper, cracked the windshield, went over the car, kind of landed on the rear fender, and it was definitely not a fun experience. Now, the good news is it wasn't, a big accident. Obviously no frame damage, no panel damage, except for a crack in the front bumper. So, again, the front bumper was repaired, the windshield replaced, and then the body shop said that rather than, repaint 4 or 5 panels and then blend the others, they might as well just repaint the whole car. So, they did a good job. I would say that if it weren't for some areas of overspray, you wouldn't be able to tell that the car was ever repainted. But it was repainted, so obviously, need to disclose that for all the perfectionists out there. And I'm a perfectionist too, but I think they did a pretty good job. Now, while the entire car was repainted and they did a good job, more recently the front bumper was damaged again, and I had that touched up, and they did a good job too, but there's definitely some obvious difference between the quality. Actually, you can probably see on camera that the finish here is nice and smooth, and then this one has some orange peel. So I would recommend that any maybe buyer want to have this buffed out, wet sanded to get rid of that orange peel look, because you can definitely tell that, I think it would be hard for a lot of people to tell that the car was repainted, but I think it's a little bit more obvious that this front bumper was resprayed. So anyway, in my opinion, that's the biggest negative thing about the vehicle. Now, these 99s are cool, and I think maybe more desirable than other years of the 911s because of the IMS bearing. So the 99s all had the dual row IMS bearing with a less than 1% failure rate. So I think, the 99s kind of eliminate that IMS problem, or at least give you a little bit more confidence than the later ones. 99s are also a little bit more stripped out. There's no glove box in them. And while the interior has a little bit more plastic in it, it's also a bit lighter than the later models. The only factory options this has is the 3-spoke steering wheel, and then the 18-inch wheels and heated seats. Other than that, it's pretty basic. So let's start it up. All right, so as you can tell, we got 61,639 miles. The only lights are on are the seatbelt light, the parking brake light, and the rear spoiler. Obviously, I'm not wearing a seatbelt right now. The parking brake, we have to have that on so the car doesn't roll. And then the rear spoiler light, that will go out at speed. We'll give it a few revs. It's cold, so I'm not gonna, go crazy, but engine's obviously nice and healthy. So we'll give you a quick tour of the interior. Seats are in pretty good shape. You got some cracking on the bolsters right here. If I was gonna be keeping the car, I think I would have the carpet steam cleaned. They're a little dirty. I meant to have it done before the sale, but I kind of ran out of time. No one can figure out how to open these glove boxes, and how you do it is you push up on this and then the lid comes up. So the glove box is a little loose, I think, from people like trying to pull it up without actually knowing the correct way to do it. So it's on here, but it's a little loose. Back seats, I don't know if anyone really ever sat in these things. Again, no glove box on the 99s, another kind of cool, you know, Easter egg with these vehicles. Car also has an aftermarket radio with MP3, auxiliary, and USB, and Bluetooth. The Bluetooth speaker was mounted right here, so that comes in handy. You know, can't really live without Bluetooth these days. All the rims have a little bit of curb rash. At some point too, it looks like the previous owner upgraded the headlights to, you know, the more clear style, as well as the taillights, as you'll see in a minute. Again, some more curb rash here. So all in all, very nice vehicle, runs great. You know, mechanically definitely drives like a 60,000 mile car. Interior is pretty clean. Obviously you've got some of the plastic issues that kind of plague these cars. You know, a few buyers have mentioned that, oh, the plastic on the interior. Yeah, well, the 996s are famous for that. And I think the biggest blemish is the fact that the car was, you know, repainted at some point, but they did a good job. So, you know, if you're looking for a bubble car, and a car that was kept in a garage in a bubble for all its life, well, I don't think this is the car for you. But if you're looking for a great running 911 that's in great shape, that you can enjoy and drive daily and put some miles on without feeling too guilty, I think this is a great car for you. So I'm sad to see it go, but it's time to move on. So I'm going to be listing it on eBay and bring a trailer here shortly. And I am located in the San Diego area and can show the car at any time. As mentioned, clean title in my name, and would prefer to deal with cash in person at a bank of your choice. Oh, the one other thing I should mention about the vehicle too. So some people have been commenting if the car is lowered because it looks a little bit lower than some other 911s. You know, I'm not sure. From the factory, it did not come with the sport suspension because I can tell from the option sticker. However, it would not surprise me if the guy put on the sport springs at some point. Now, recently when the car was in for service, I did notice that it said Porsche on one of the springs. So this is either the stock suspension and it just looks a little bit lower for whatever reason, or the guy upgraded the springs. And I think it's possible that he upgraded the springs because I think he actually also upgraded the exhaust to the PSE, the Porsche Sport exhaust system. Now, I'm not sure about that, but, you know, again, the car does sound a little bit louder than other 911s that I've seen. Not obnoxious, but a little bit more of a grumble. And, again, based on the fact that the guy, you know, maybe added the clear lights and potentially added the springs and, you know, maybe the exhaust, I think he did maybe tinker with a few, the original owner, you know, factory upgrades. So anyway, the Porsche Sport exhaust system might have been retrofitted to this car as well. I can take some photos of the undercarriage, and maybe someone who knows a little bit more about these cars can tell me if this indeed has that exhaust system. So anyway, that is it, and that's all for now. Take care.